this little thing right here records everything that goes on. The two on the sides are actually running off of a cord, so you just need to be aware of it.
Where's the power button on that one?
There is a switch on the top.
Okay.
Now,
on and off.
On and off. The one nice thing about it, all these cameras are the exact same camera. They are 100% the exact same. This one has autofocus built into it, but other than that, they're the exact same thing. So right now, I have one camera on. We see the camera. It's this camera. If you look at it, it says the rail camera because it is sitting on the rail. Got me? All right, this camera, I flipped it on. It's not on, so what's the problem?
It's not plugged in.
It's not plugged in. All right, so now that one's kicked on. The last one is this one right here. This is the desk camera. And then the last thing that I've got that if you wanted to, if you're wanting to record something to show somebody, is you can plug in your HDMI cable right here. So if this one's battery operated, you set it right here, you plug it in, you're good to go. So you don't have to do everything else. This is more if you want a bunch of angles and things like that. So this right here is sort of working most of the light situation. Now what's the problem right now that you see with this one? Where's it pointing? It's pointing to the ground. It's not pointing over there. Why? Because I use this one and this one if I'm going to record like a how-to video off of my computer. So then I have this one and this one. So take this light. This one and this one be my desk lighting. So you always want something that is over your head.
When you're doing the desk stuff, is it the desk cam that you're using?
I would just use just the desk camera. So I do both. I record my screen record and my desk camera at the exact same time. So that way when I'm talking, it is a real time moving through everything. Right now you can see my computer's now on that screen.
Because you plugged in the HDMI cable?
Yes, I plugged that in and turned my computer on. So it's literally copying everything from my screen. If we go back to the cameras, so that is this camera right here. This is the one that probably moves the most because I use it as my desk camera. So if I was going to do that, I would just take this and go something about right there to get that shot started. Does that make sense? Now, these two right here, if you see the lenses, it's very different from that one. These are manual zooms. So if you don't look at this beforehand, you are going to be off. And for the fact of if you scoot back 6 inches, 12 inches, whatnot, you're going to be off. Like I said, that one don't move much, but it still needs to be tweaked. This one doesn't have to be. This is an auto zoom off of this. Again, if I'm shooting, I'd probably just shoot with just this one. So video-wise, everything is pretty much set up. Color-wise, everything is good to go. Don't mess with the freaking camera settings for the most part.
Just on and off.
Yes. So we've got cameras, now we gotta have audio. So there's two different audio sources that this thing records off of. One is this little doohickey right here. The on and off button is on the back hand side of it. And you just flip it and it'll turn on. There is different settings on here. So if you click on the podcast one, when you do, you'll see these little lights light up. So see how there's only one that's lit up. That's because that cable is running to this microphone.
That's not good.
It's okay. But what we're doing is, this is pretty much just a safety valve of the situation. If you hit this one right here that's at the very top, turn the other one off, this is now recording off of this right here, and only this. Your audio levels are right here. You want to be in that little green area. But what do we see that is wrong right here off of this? Is it?
One's not moving.
Oh, not that it's not moving. The other one, I'm only worried about this one right now. It's not on. Now it's on.
Oh, because it wasn't bright green.
It wasn't bright green.
Turn it off again. That red bar at the top tells you it's on.
Yeah, so this right here will tell you what is on and what's off. So you can control every audio separately. So like for example, this has a mic on it. If I wanted to record just off, if I said, I don't know anything else, I know that I can go to the rail camera. So I'm on 2, I can turn the mic on, and now my mic's recording on camera 2. Or I guess that one's 3. So now you can see that this mic is the one that's recording it. I usually just record off of 2. Now the other mic is the one that's on Kelton's camera right now. and it connects to this one. And all it does is plug up, and I'll leave that cable sitting right here. It plugs up into right here. When this sets up, I've got to look at my levels to make sure that I'm talking loud enough. So see right here, if I'm on this side of it, it's not picking up much. If I talk from here, it's going to be a little bit louder. I want to be in that green level, not so low. So then I might come over here and press the up button on that section and start talking. So see, now I'm starting to hit it a little bit. We don't want to be too loud. We don't want to be too soft. Yellow's okay. It's just not great. Now, if it hits the red, you're screwing yourself up. The red is what we call peaking, and that's whenever it gets really distorted off of your noise and things like that. And usually what I do is I run two different mics two different ways. If I have this one on and recording with it, I'm going to have this one louder than I'm going to have my safety one. I call that the backup.
So you have options?
Yes, because the video guys can do is they can actually record or take the audio from one section from here and use it if I got too excited or whatnot off of this one, and they'll plug that back into that hole. So it gives me a variation of the audio levels off of it. Without anything else, there's not going to be anything to really plug up on a normal basis. It's literally going to be just sitting right here and plugging up the power end of this. The only other thing you got to do is make sure that you've got audio. The other thing that I'm going to tell you is if for some reason there is something on this screen. So for example, I hit this button right here on tripod 4. Do you see this dot? That dot's going to show up on that screen. It's not there. You're good to go. So these cameras aren't recording on their own. They're literally just sending a feed through it over to here. You don't have to hit record. It literally is going to record everything all at one time. See where it says
record on it.
And then but see how this lit up? Mm-hmm. It says record. Now it says stop.
Okay.
And you just pushed it again.
But the stop button's underneath the record button. If you come in here and you record something, you don't have to give it to me or whatnot. It is recording on this nice little handy dandy hard drive. This right here tells you how much time is left on that hard drive. So I have 13 hours that I can record. It records everything all in one big ass file. So you don't have to worry about pulling memory cards out from here and there and off of here. So what I would do is if I wanted to have more than one camera set up rolling. So see how Jessica's a little fuzzy right now. I'm going to have the one that is a manual. I'm going to have that one, the one on this screen. That way I can see in my eye if I'm starting to get fuzzy because I've moved around in my chair. Because I know for a fact that this one is good to go because it has autofocus. So if I got two shots, then I can make a pretty damn good video. We'll go back over to here. She's still good right here, but what if it was like this and we recorded the whole damn thing and you didn't know it? But all you got to do to switch those is hit the 1, 2, 3, and 4s. As soon as you hit record, whatever you across all these screens is going to record. So if I have my computer shut, this is going to record a black screen. If I have two cameras going, it's going to record whatever's on there.
And then you said not to worry about sending anything. Do we just tell you, hey, we made a video?
You just tell me, hey, I made a video yesterday or last week or whatever it is, because this makes a folder for every time it is connected or disconnected into the system. These are on a wire. You can pull them up and down, move at whatever you need to pull that one. Oh, no, I can. I just go and hold it up here.
Okay, I'll be like,
Now to come up, you don't need anything extra. All right, so first things first, off of everything. I've got most of this stuff set up where you don't have to move it if you're going to sit right here and talk. This is pretty good setup. This is pretty close, whatnot. All these lights move. So if you're sitting a little bit closer, a little bit further back, whatever it is, they do move on these tracks. Whenever you are getting ready to record anything, wherever you are at, the very first thing is lighting. It is always lighting. The best thing to do is to start with no lights at all. So I've already turned everything on just so you can see sort of what the difference is. To make yourself a little bit different is this. So I can turn these on and brighten them up or change the colors of them and get a different kind of view. And then there is this one here that has its own remote too, sitting beside me. You can turn on and give yourself a little bit more of an effect. I'm gonna get ready to shoot. For this, I'm gonna come right here. I'm gonna put one over here and I'm gonna put that one wherever I feel like it. So I got one there. I might lay this one down here. You can get a different feel off of a video that way. I will show you what it looks like. So if you went something like this, you've got a much more distinct look going on. Then I can move that pretty quickly. So this up here are all different color backgrounds. So we can drop a background and have a complete background on its own and then just roll her back up. But yes, that one up there is a green screen. If I wanted to do a green screen video, I'm gonna pull that down, I'm gonna move this table out the way, whatnot, and then shoot. The thing about a green screen is the green has to be lit up in one color. Because the way a computer works, whenever it picks a green screen, is you hit a dot on the green screen and says remove all this color from my picture.